Hello readers, I'm Jessie Quinn from Cup of Books, and today I want to talk a little bit about genres. I know not every reader has a favorite genre, but I personally do have at least two genres I tend to stick pretty closely to when I'm reading. First one is fantasy. I will read almost anything with fantasy elements. My other genre I tend to read over and over again is realistic fiction. One thing I've found is that when I'm trying to pick out something to read, I often stick to those two genres, particularly if I'm picking up a book that I know nothing about. If I know that it's a fantasy story, I will probably be more inclined to pick it up than if it was a science fiction novel that I had heard nothing about, or a mystery that I had heard nothing about. Sometimes I can unintentionally limit what I allow myself to read because I'm too shy about stepping into other genres and trying something new. The other problem, I would say, is that when I want to read something different, I have no idea where to start. For instance, I don't read a lot of science fiction, but a few weeks ago I had this ridiculous craving to read a space opera. But then when I started looking into finding a book that would sort of fit my view of what I wanted to read, it was overwhelming. Just looking on BookTube and Goodreads and Amazon and Book Depository and my local bookstores and browsing the local library's catalog of science fiction books. There's just so much out there, and I don't know what's good or what's bad because I'm not familiar with the genre, and I don't know what type of books I might like. I also don't follow a lot of people on Goodreads or BookTube who read a lot of sci-fi because I normally don't read sci-fi. And then when I was trying to find people who read sci-fi, I also had trouble with that. After scouring the internet for a potential book I might be interested in and coming up with nothing, I decided I just needed to go to a bookstore or a library and just browse the sci-fi section and try to find something the old-fashioned way. Do you find you have genres that you stick to like glue? Or is your reading a lot more eclectic than that? I think I have a lot more variety than some of my friends, but based on some of the booktubers I follow, I feel like I am really stuck in the type of genres I read. How do you lovely people, break into other genres? Do you use Amazon recommendations, book depository recommendations? Do you stick to books that other friends of yours recommend in that genre? Or do you just sort of grab whatever catches your fancy and hope that decision ends well? At least for me, by getting really comfortable in certain genres, I feel like sometimes I miss out on books that could be really, really fantastic reads, but I don't pick them up because they're in another genre that I'm unfamiliar with. And I just am a little too shy about stepping out of my genre bubble sometimes.